Okay, classmate and professor, good day. On behalf of Team 2, I'm going to be doing a Week 5 project update peer review. My name is Vante Chim. Okay, so for this week, we had a meeting on Sunday to discuss what we did so far and what we plan to do for Week 5. So, Week 5, we're going to do the threat posed to business, and we're going to talk about what kind of threat that affect business adversely. Um, okay, so new technology are being developed each day, but also new cyber vulnerabilities as well. These cyber vulnerabilities are major threats to business, especially if they lose profit from these threats. So, um, you know, cyber cyber threat, they can affect business mainly financially. It could affect them their reputation, or just take information and try to blackmail them, kind of like ransomware, where they take over a network and um, the company or organization had to pay the hackers, you know, whatever they requested for them to unlock it. And most of the time, they pay it because it's cheaper for them to just pay it than try to figure out how to, deal with the ransomware. Okay, cyber criminal will use various common tactics to achieve their code. Like I say, you get ransomware, you got the DOS, they attack the server. Basically, they flood your network with so many resources that it pretty much crash. And they try to crash your network. And some company, um, if the network is down, they can lose a lot of money, depending how big the network is. Because they solely rely on the network to keep running, right, for customer transaction, people buying stuff, their service, whatever. So if a network go down, it can cost them thousand or more, depending on the size of the company. Okay. One effective method is using social engineering malware to influence people to making decisions that will assist the cyber criminal. So with this bullet, a good example is like people that work in you know big company like Facebook, Google, or Yahoo. Try to use your social engineering to get information from employee, current employee, former employee. Like people, some employee that's just don't like the company for whatever reason, and try to get as much information from them or any other means through social engineering. And you know, okay. There are various ads and links on the internet that are hijacked by malicious user and will install virus or keylog on an employee machine after they click on it. So like an hacker, they will send, let's say, an email to a certain organization that they want to hack, and they send an email to the employer, whoever, saying that, hey, click this, very important, whatever, and then as soon as they open that email, bam, the virus, you know, get installed into the computer network, and it can do a lot of damage. So that's one of the way that the the hackers can hurt the company. Cyber criminal can run distribute denial of service, which I was talking earlier, the DDoS attack, attack network to take network or website offline. You guys should know what it is by now. It's basically just flood the system or network with so much resource that they can't handle it. And what happens when the computer can't handle it? They crash. Okay, and there's certain ways to mitigate that, but we'll talk about that later on. For next power slide, I'm going to talk about the ways to mitigate the threat over the DDoS attacks. Okay, due to the outage, business are losing money every minute since consumer cannot access or purchase the service. Um, what's a good example? Amazon, right? Amazon is one of the biggest online um, that provide pretty much everything, from A to Z, right? Amazon, whatever you could think of legally, that they can provide to you. So imagine if you have, like, let's say about 1 million customer a day. Now imagine, you know, let's say 10% of that you don't have access because it's down for like a few hours. Now imagine if you do the math, how much does that potential revenue they will lost, right? Could be thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's why people say, well, it's expensive, to upgrade the network, whatever. But on the other hand, if you think about it, it's actually cheaper. It's cheaper to spend another 20, 40, or $100,000, to get a good, strong security network up and running, right? Versus not doing it, or doing the bare minimum and not updating your software or network, and then you lose even more than that. And not just that, your reputation go down because now people are going to think, well, man, should I shop with Amazon? I mean, it's my information that I enter on their website. Is it going to be safe? Because when you get those kind of hack, especially big company like that, you're going to be on the news. And people are going to know about it. It's something you cannot hide. It's going to come out. It's going to hurt the business. Later on too. The most recently popular attack from cyber criminal or ransomware. Ransomware is another one to use to pretty much, like I say, ransom, right? So they try to ransom, most of the time for money. Hey, I know it happened to me. A few years ago, I bought a laptop, and I bought a used one, and I'm sure it had virus or whatever on the laptop prior to me purchasing it. But one day I tried to get on, and there was, as soon as I turned on the computer, it say, you have been to illegal website or whatever, and you are being monitored, blah blah blah. If you want us to unlock it, you have to go to Walmart and buy a prepaid card. I think it was like they wanted like $250. So I was trying to find a way to go around it, but I couldn't do nothing. I tried to go to safe mode, but it prevented me from even going there to try to undo anything. So eventually I just decided to throw it away because the information I had wasn't really important, and the laptop wasn't worth 250. It was an old laptop, maybe $100. So that didn't make sense for me to try to pay it. So yeah, it happened to me, huh? Crazy. Ransomware is very difficult to remove from a machine and can easily spread to other devices on the network. So that's why it's important to make sure your network is secure, because if one computer get infected and it's connected through all the network, think about it. If it's not secure, you're gonna have your whole network with all kind of ransomware or any malware. That's gonna it's gonna be a headache for anybody trying to fix or remove the malware. So okay, that's pretty much it. I want to keep it short. Like I say, this is what we're focusing on. This is what we're doing. This is the kind of information that we're gonna add to our project in one of our body. We already covered our introduction, our 10 popular dangerous tools that hackers use. We talk about the history of our Home Depot. So now we're talking about the threat posed business, and then later on we're going to talk about mitigation, how we're going to mitigate these threats, what kind of stuff we can do, and then followed by a conclusion, and this should wrap up our project. So please leave a comment. Think about if any other threats out there that could be popular, or it's just something that we should know. So please like, comments and let us know. And that's it, guys. Thank you, and have a good day.